Oftentimes, when we think about racism in this country, we think of the KKK, microaggressions, people touching your hair, calling you a bunch of racist slurs. But in reality, I think racism in this country looks a lot like that one lady in Florida who broke a small violation in her HOA that her grass was slightly brown in a section of it because their state had gone through a drought. And the HOA president was an older white gentleman who drove by, left her a notice, and so she put grass seed down to try to get it to grow back, but it did not in time, so she got arrested without bail when picking up her daughter from cheerleading practice. And because she didn't have like a bail so people can get her out, she was incarcerated for 7 full days. A lady got sent to jail for a small HOA violation. Be so for real. And that story is just so frustrating to me because she's not the only black lady in her neighborhood who got harassed. Another lady had some faded part of her house and she needed to paint it. So she hired a contractor to paint it. And so she painted it and he's like, well, actually the other side needs to be painted too. And it's just like all these little ticks. So now her house is getting foreclosed in her neighborhood because they didn't meet the standards of just living life. And back to the first lady, she had like a giant tree in the front of her lawn that released some of its moss on the top of the mailbox. And so she got fined for not having a perfectly white mailbox. Also, she has a contracting job. So she has like a white truck, like a little white truck in her van, in her driveway, her business, her truck. And because it's unsightly, she had to get rid of it. She had to sell it. And I just feel like racism looks a little bit more like that. Like, you look weird and I don't want you in my neighborhood. So here's a fee for existing. Oh, and if you fix it, I'm going to find something else wrong. And I'm going to find something else wrong and send you to jail. Because my buddies, the judge, are like, we're like this. So we're going to send you to jail with no bond as if you are a murderer. Because, only like people who do crazy charges really get no bond. So that way, they're not a flight risk. But you not having the perfectly manicured lawn, jail. Straight to jail. And what pisses me off the most is like that's on her permanent record. You know what I mean? Like, you can get some things expunged, but that's on her record. If she was like a perfect citizen in the United States and she wanted a job, she was in jail. Whatever she could have lost her job for being in jail for a couple days because she's not going to work those 7 days. And how is she going to tell her boss, oh yeah, my grass didn't grow back because we were in the middle of a drought? Like, be so for real.